Well, every 3 months or so it seems like I do this. We're going to be looking back on the spring 2022 anime, I don't know why I struggled to say that, and having a look at what was good, what wasn't, and, you know, generally, how good was this season overall. But before we get into that, I'm going to keep doing this, as I keep saying every time I do it. But real quick, let's play a game of rock, paper, scissors. If I win, you sub. If I lose, you can go about your day pretending this never happened. Or whatever you want. On shoot, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. If you lost, hit sub on the way down there. Maybe hit the notification bell, leave a like, comment your thoughts on the season yourself. But without further ado, let's get into the season that I had relatively high hopes for. As you can probably imagine, given you see this, you know, the first 3 shows here, and they're pretty big names. Albeit, I'd say my favourite shows this season were some of the not bigger names, but we'll get into that. Starting off with Spy Family. I mean, what is there really to say, other than it's going to be 2 cores, so we get to enjoy more of this anime later on. But, it's incredible. I love the manga, I'm up to date with it, I absolutely love it. I shouldn't really have to tell you about, you know, the show. You're probably watching it. It's incredible. It's a really good show. If you haven't watched it or you're just waiting for it to finish, this is definitely one that you will very much enjoy. And now we move on to something that I'm less positive on, and that is the 2nd season of Shield Hero. Yeah. I tried defending it at least a little bit in my video that I made talking about what's going on with Shield Hero Season 2. And, at least as of recording this, you can see when in the timeline of episodes coming out I am recording this. But, yeah, it's not getting it much better. I mean, there's kind of some cool stuff that's happened, but, like, pretty late into the game, and good god, that turtle arc was painful to watch at the best of times. Even the author himself says it was the hardest bit to write, and he also doesn't think it's great. But still, good Christ, that was rough. Let's hope Season 3 is better? Maybe? Kaguya-sama is really good. I mean, it's the 3rd season. You're watching it if you've watched the other seasons and enjoyed them. I shouldn't really need to talk about it too much. You're watching it if you like it. That's all there really is to it. If it was a new show, like Season 1 of Kaguya, coming out now, then I could say something about it, but you're here to watch it if you've watched everything before it, you know, the seasons before it. Moving on. Not talking about One Piece. Skeleton Knight in Another World. This show, I'm enjoying it, you know, don't get me wrong, I think it's semi-decent. Is it the best show this season? No, not really, not even close. I mean, look directly above it, you've got to contend it for probably Anime of the Year, and, well, maybe not Anime of the Year, but a good show. A damn good, you know, contestant for it, at least. It's very enjoyable. It's a different, I say it's a different type of isekai. No, it's not. It's an isekai. And that might be enough reason for you to watch it. I'm enjoying it. It's a fun show. The characters are, you know, interesting enough. The world that has been built up and the, well, political problems that are being tackled, I quite like. Political problems in the world, not real world political problems. That'd be maybe a bit too deep for an isekai about a guy who ends up waking up as his video game character that's a skeleton. But hey, who am I to judge? It's decent. If you like your isekai, you'll definitely like this. Go check it out. Some good characters in it. And now we'll move on to, again, something that's much less good, and that is Demon King Academy, but worse. Or the Demon Lord reincarnates as a typical nobody, or Villager A, if you want to go by the literal translation. Good Christ, this show's atrocious. It has a abhorrent magic system that is hand-wavy, do whatever the fuck you want, but then again, most shows have that, so I shouldn't really be surprised. It has a terrible cast of characters that are incredibly one-dimensional. The writing is inanely bullshit and stupid, and it's just power fantasy trash that seems to miss all of what made Demon King Academy successful, or at least good and funny, because this is neither. That is all. Trapped in an otome game, or the Trapped in a Dating Sim, the life of a background character is rough, is actually pretty good. I'm enjoying this show. I actually quite like it. The world building is pretty good because it's set in the world of a really shit game that has a really shit world. So the fact that the world building is bad is in fact genius, and is in law accurate that the world building is bad. So technically, if you call this show and its world and characters bad, that is praise because they're meant to be? No, that's definitely not the case. They're not meant to be bad. The characters at least aren't meant to be bad. The world building is, I hope, deliberately atrocious, given in context what it's based off of. But all in all, I actually kind of like this show and how it does stuff. It's another isekai, and it's also a harem. So if those two things activate your neurons, maybe go check the show out. Albeit calling it a harem, yes, but it is a little bit of a push. And that's all there really is to say on Trapped in a Dating Sim. Yusha Yamamas. I've actually got a video on this that will be out. As of recording this, it is coming out the day I'm recording this, I think. But, yeah, as of recording this, it's not out yet, but I have one coming out. My thoughts will be in that video. Yeah. Shikimori-San. It's cute. It's really wholesome, and it's an Iyashike show where it feels like things happen. Unlike a show I will get onto a little bit later on that I might be, you know, among the few that don't like it. I don't. We'll get onto that. Shikimori-San, I'm very much enjoying it. I think it's wholesome, I think it's cute. It's maybe trying a bit too hard with the, oh look, the girl is the cool one, especially with the first like scene of the opening. Good god, that grinds my gears a little bit. But hey, the show's wholesome. That's all there really is to it. I'd say, in my opinion, it's better than Komi-san, but then again, I find Komi-san irreprehensibly boring, because again, it's an Iyashike where nothing happens. Sorry, Komi fans, but hey, it's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. 86 wasn't even remotely this season, but hey, 86 is fantastic. Go watch it. I've got a couple of videos on it. It's brilliant. Go watch it. And the Iyashike show where I feel like nothing happens. Aharon-san. Personally, I watched a handful of episodes of it. I think I watched about 6 episodes of it, but it just couldn't hook me. It couldn't keep me on the end of the line. I just couldn't stick with it. I found it, well, boring. But that might just be me. Iyashike shows aren't typically my type of thing. I enjoy them for a very small window, and then if they don't have stuff happen, I end up falling off of them. And Aharon-san was one of those that I fell off of pretty quick. Yeah. Other shows that I fell off of that are Iyashike. Nagatoro I found incredibly boring after about 6 episodes. Jahi-sama, which is something I praised when I first started watching it, I also began to find it really, really boring after a little while. But that's just me. These aren't my type of show. If they're your type, go ahead. I'm sure you're loving this, along with Komi-san and maybe even Shikimori-san, but hey, it's how it is. Couple of cuckoos I have a video on, talking about the manga. Go watch that if you want my thoughts on it. I am not watching my Hotsukai Remake. What I am watching is Data Live. And yeah, it's just as bad as I remember it being. Albeit, I'll say this season isn't the worst. It's more watchable than Season 3 and the second half of Season 2. But that's not saying much, given that I found the second half of Season 2 to be quite literally painful to watch. And hey, there'll be a new episode probably by the time I finish recording this video and the next video that I'm going to make, because I'm going to talk about Summer's anime immediately after I finish this. So you can look, which will be the next video released after this one. Anyway, Data Live, again, it's a 4th season. If you're watching it because you're in for the long run. And that's that. I'm not watching the 3rd season of this, but again, if you're watching it because you're in for the long run. Oh look, an episode of this comes out in 20 seconds. Cool. Anyway, I'm not actually watching this. I've heard decent things about it, but it's not something I'm watching, so can't really talk about it. Summertime Render. Now this, I think, is a hidden gem of the season. Why do I think it's a hidden gem? Because watching it legally is impossible. Because it's only on Disney Plus in Japan, and only in Japanese. So, look, you're anime fans, you know where to go if you want to watch this type of show that you can't watch normally, or just where you watch anime in general. I don't need to tell you where to go or what to do. You know, but I do think the show's really good. Yeah, go check it out if you haven't already, or wait for it to release officially and then go watch it. Next show I watched, I've already got a video on Tomodachi Game. If you want my thoughts on that, go watch it. More recently, the episodes have absolutely been popping off. I absolutely love it. Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, this show keeps getting better, and I'm going to pick up the manga as soon as the anime's done. So yeah, this show, love it. A show that I kind of slept on in the beginning, and will have a video on by the time this video comes out, is Paripikome. It's pretty good. Like, I really like it. But if you want more of my thoughts on it, I have a video on it. It's pretty good though. I did like it. Do like it. I'm trying to talk in like a mix of past and present tense, because by the time this is out, this will have finished. But yeah, it's a good show. Paripikome, it's a fun watch. I definitely recommend it. Rikakoi Season 2. Well, it's the second season, so if you watch the first, you'll probably be watching this one. Personally, I think it's alright. It's half decent. It's a decent, like, wholesome romance show that isn't like a harem or a drama. It's just, you know, a fun watch. Go check it out if you like the first season, or if you haven't watched the first season, give it a watch. Maybe you'll like it. Deaimon. This show, I also think is a hidden gem. Maybe it's not hidden at all. Maybe people are watching it, but I think this show is super wholesome. It's another Iyashike style show, and I know what I said earlier, but this, again, it feels like stuff happens. It feels like the plot is existent, and it's really, really cute, really wholesome. I love the characters. I love what's happening. All the stuff about sweets is also really nice. I really like this show. Go watch it. It has the animosity seal of approval, which I've not given to anything else, but anything I say is good here has that, even though I've just pulled it out my ass just now, and will never have any relevance in the future. I'll ask you, I've made a video on. If you want my detailed thoughts on it, go watch that video. I really like it, and I like where it's been going in more recent episodes since I made that video. All around, decent sports anime. Go check it out. Is there anything else from this season that I'm watching, or am I done quicker than I thought I'd be? It would appear that I am finished with this sooner than I thought I'd be. I got through that pretty quick. Nice. Beautiful. Right, well. Spring 2022 overall, was it a good season? In my opinion, yes. There were some disappointments, but there were also some surprisingly good shows that I wasn't expecting much from that then blew me away, and I'm very happy with that. Really enjoyable stuff, good season, good anime, some bad, but I'd say on the whole we've got more good this season than bad. Spring 2022, I think, one of the best seasons of anime we've had in a good while. He says, having only been watching anime for not even 3 years, but that's irrelevant. Yeah, so that's this season, and if you want to know what's going to be good to watch from next season, well, wait 2 days from when you're watching this, if you're watching it when it comes out, and my video talking about the summer 2022 anime will be up and there if you haven't already watched someone else's video on it. But hey, with all that out of the way, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I hope to catch you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.